Holy crap, it worked. That is neat. I like that technique. Alright, get it. Huh. You guys gotta try that technique. That works pretty well. And it's exactly how I would do it. And there's even dust collection. Huh. Nice big casters. Alright. Well, on off switch, let's see if that works. Sweet. But I think it's missing something. There we go. A little bit better. I guess I have to install the shelves myself, but I can't complain. Let's see back here. Alright, that works. There's the storage. That works. Through storage here. And then I'll put some shelves here. That'll work. Okay, so in all seriousness, I wanted to cover the stand and me setting this up, but I didn't want to film the entire thing. I've got too many projects going on at the moment, so this was just one more thing. I needed this done to finish a project that I'm doing for a client. So anyways, these are actually just drawers that I had sitting around that I got from the cabinet shop. I just modified them to work. I wanted something that I could put stuff in that would be concealed. Also, I didn't want the chips to fall and then fall into that. So that's why I wanted to put that top on it, or use the bottom as a top. And then here, the same thing. I'm putting shelves in this side and in this side. And that's just a deeper drawer is all that is. And then the same thing at the bottom with a cutout on both sides. That's where I hide the actual wire. I ran if you can see here, I put a box in and I ran the wire from the motor, wired it in straight to an outlet, or not an outlet, but a plug that I had with some, I think this is 12 gauge. It's 12.2 because that pulls like 11 amps. That's a high amperage motor, so it's on a 20 amp breaker with 12 gauge wire, and then 10 gauge runs into the shop for the home run. Anyways, I bolted it down through 3 different places, so that worked well. But the motor was the biggest thing. Making the slot and also making a track for the motor to run on was the big thing. As you can see, these boards right there, there's one here and one on the other side. I made it where I could slide a base plate that I attached to the motor. You can see the base plate on the motor, then you can see the base plate that I made, which is a piece of 3/4 inch plywood. Well, I attached it to it so I could slide it in when the table was upside down, and I bolted these in. That way I could slide the whole carriage back and forth to adjust the tension. I don't need fine tension, so that's why I didn't put any kind of knob to adjust this. All I needed to do was get it where it was going to be, and then put screws through the carriage right here, here, and then there's 2 on this side. That's all I needed to do, because it doesn't need to move a lot. So, but I will need to adjust the bed, the blade, and everything else. I have the fence adjusted correctly. I made this knob here, and there's a little plate that keeps it square that has a toggle bolt going through it, and then it just touches into here, and then that loosens and unloosens. So the only thing that I'm missing is the guard for the belt, which I have ideas on that, just basically building a box. And then there's a bracket that goes from this to the back of the fence that attaches in here. And I'm going to look up online and see what that looks like exactly and probably make one, unless I can find one. If I can find one online, I'll buy one. But what that does is keeps the fence, as you can see how it goes up and down, it keeps the fence at a distance from this front deck here, because this front deck moves up and down with this knob. So it actually adjusts. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, see how it adjusts up and down? Well, I need this to move freely of that, and that's what this will do. So basically, I'll tighten this down and have it sit where it needs to be. It'll attach into that and hold this up in place. So that's basically the rundown on it. And obviously it has casters on it because my shop is getting smaller and smaller every day. So I gotta expand it very soon. And then this switch here, since I don't have a guard, which I'll be making a guard, the spring is still in here. I don't know if you can see it, but you see that little line that goes across? That is the original spring. So basically I'll just put a shaft down through there that will split that, and so when it twists, it'll pull back on itself and shut it. So that's good. But so I'm gonna do that, and then instead of buying an emergency on-off switch and one that was protected, I bought this outdoor cover and put it over top of a rocker switch, so that way it'll just be able to, you know, easily switch on and off, and then it can be shut at all times, so that way it can't be bumped into. But it's unplugged unless it's being used, and that's how it's always going to be. It's going to be unplugged unless it's being used. So, but anyways, if you guys have any questions on this or how I may have did something, the construction of the table is fairly easy. That's basically how I do all my shop tables. It's a really simple design. Most of them are that way, like this one here. You can see it's very similar to that one. This one was lap joints on this, and then this was a completely different style altogether for this table. But it's the same construction because it's easy, and you can actually use small material and get a lot of strength if you design it this way. And that's why I do that, because I can split stuff down in half and make it really strong with smaller material. Because this thing weighs a ton, but this table is super sturdy. But anyways, hope you guys like that. Like I said, if you had any questions or anything like that, let me know. I'll go over it a little bit further. But yeah, I have a project video coming really soon. It's going to involve this. I don't know, this may be out before this or not. But I have a project for a customer that's coming really soon. So anyways. Alright, well I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you on the next video.